You decide to start a cleaning products company. It seems like a simple business. After all, nearly every household buys cleaning products. People clean their kitchens, bathrooms, floors, windows, and countertops every week. The demand is always there. You look at the shelves in stores and think, how hard can this be? Create a cleaner, put it in a bottle, sell it, make money. Simple. At least that's what you think. So you invest your savings, you develop your first cleaning spray. You spend weeks testing formulas, you compare scents, you design labels, you create a brand name. Finally, your product is ready. You proudly hold the first bottle in your hands. This is the beginning of your company and the beginning of your education, because you're about to discover something important. The cleaning product is actually the easy part. Building the business is the hard part. The first challenge appears immediately. Customers don't know who you are. They don't know your brand. They don't know your company. And they definitely don't know whether they should trust your product. That's when you learn your first lesson. People aren't just buying a cleaner. They're buying confidence. Think about it. Customers use cleaning products around their homes, around their children, around their pets, around food preparation areas. Trust matters a lot. Suddenly, you realize that creating a good formula isn't enough. You need to create a trustworthy brand. So you focus on packaging. You improve your logo. You make the product look more professional. You tell your company's story. Eventually, your first customers arrive. Some people love the product. Some don't notice much difference. Others compare it directly to larger competitors. And that's when you encounter another uncomfortable truth. Customers don't always buy the best product. They buy the product they believe is best. Perception matters a lot more than you expected. You begin studying customer behavior. You notice something interesting. Many customers choose products based on scent. A lemon scent feels clean, a fresh scent feels hygienic. Even before the product has cleaned anything, the psychology behind purchasing decisions becomes just as important as the chemistry behind the formula. Months pass. Sales grow slowly. You expected the product to sell itself. It doesn't. You learn another lesson. A great product without attention is invisible. You start spending money on marketing, social media campaigns, promotions, advertisements, product demonstrations. Every dollar spent forces a difficult question. Should you invest in making the product better? Or should you invest in getting more people to notice it? This is one of the first major strategic decisions every business owner faces. Then comes a much bigger challenge: getting into stores. You walk into meetings with retailers. You present your product. You explain why customers will love it. The store buyers listen. Then they ask a simple question: why should we remove an existing product to make room for yours? You suddenly realize something. Shelf space is limited. Every product on a shelf is competing for attention, not just against one competitor, against dozens, maybe hundreds. You thought you were competing with cleaning products. In reality, you're competing for visibility. You negotiate. You present sales projections. You offer promotions. Eventually, a retailer agrees to carry your product. It feels like a huge victory, and it is, for about 5 minutes. Because now a new problem appears. Demand starts increasing. Your company begins growing. Customers place larger orders. Stores want more inventory. Everything sounds wonderful until manufacturing becomes a nightmare. Production schedules become complicated. Raw materials need to arrive on time. Packaging suppliers need to deliver. Inventory needs to be tracked. One mistake creates delays. Delays create shortages. Shortages create unhappy customers. As CEO, you learn something surprising. Small operational mistakes become expensive when a business grows. What worked when you sold hundreds of bottles doesn't work when you're selling thousands. Growth creates new problems. And then things get even harder. A competitor cuts prices. Suddenly, customers have cheaper alternatives. Your sales slow down. Pressure builds. Some people on your team suggest matching the lower price. Others say you should maintain your pricing. You face a difficult decision: compete on price or compete on value. You begin running the numbers. If you lower prices, sales might increase, but profits shrink, and large competitors often have advantages you don't. They can survive smaller profit margins. You may not be able to. That's when you learn another critical lesson. Winning a price war is often the fastest way to lose money. Instead of becoming cheaper, you focus on becoming different. You improve customer experience. You strengthen branding. You communicate your unique value. Slowly, customers begin choosing your product for reasons other than price. Just when things seem stable, a crisis appears. Customer complaints start showing up online. A few negative reviews gain attention. Questions begin spreading. Retail partners contact your company. Your team scrambles to respond. You feel the pressure immediately. Because reputation works differently than sales. Sales can take years to build. Reputation can be damaged in days. You investigate every complaint. You improve quality control. You communicate openly with customers. The experience teaches you one of the most valuable lessons in business. Trust is fragile, and protecting trust is one of a CEO's most important responsibilities. The crisis eventually passes. The company survives. But you're different now. You think differently. Earlier in your journey, you focused on selling products. Now you focus on keeping customers. You notice something important. The most valuable customer isn't the one who buys once. It's the one who comes back again and again. Repeat customers create stability. Loyal customers recommend the brand to others. Loyal customers reduce marketing costs. Loyal customers become the foundation of the business. So you focus on consistency, reliable quality, reliable service, reliable results. Your company begins building something more powerful than sales. It begins building a reputation. Years pass. The company grows. Now you're considering new products: floor cleaners, bathroom cleaners, glass cleaners, disinfectants. Opportunities seem endless. But you've learned enough to be careful. Not every opportunity is worth pursuing. Every new product requires attention, resources, management, investment. You understand that growth and expansion are not the same thing. Some companies grow stronger, others grow distracted. The challenge is knowing the difference. As the company becomes larger, your role changes. You spend less time thinking about cleaning formulas. You spend more time thinking about systems, supply chains, customer retention, distribution, operations, long-term strategy. You realize something most people never see. The product was never the entire business. It was only one piece of a much larger machine, a machine built from people, processes, decisions, and leadership. Looking back, it's almost funny. When you started this journey, you thought you were entering the cleaning products industry. But what you actually entered was the business of trust, the business of branding, the business of problem solving, the business of leadership. You learned that customers don't always buy the best product. They buy the product they trust. You learned that visibility can matter as much as quality. You learned that distribution can be more powerful than innovation. You learned that reputation is one of the most valuable assets a company can own. And most importantly, you learned that successful companies aren't built by a single great product. They're built by thousands of good decisions made consistently over time. That's what it really means to be the CEO of a cleaning products company. Not selling bottles, building a business that people trust every day.